Hey everybody, welcome to sunny brown sky, Southern California. Hey, something interesting for you here. I worked for a rafting company. Some of you know that. If you're my subscribers, you probably know. I lived in Denali National Park. I was a guide on the mountains there and also on a river that runs through the park called the Nenana. And there's a couple raft companies there, very popular area, very busy. It's busy right now. But this story is about the raft company that I worked for, and I actually worked with these people for years. And this is what happened. I used to be a guide, and then I was a bus driver, and then I was the guy who built everything because that's what I did. I was the carpenter, and I would have raft guides help me build stuff once in a while. But the office in our main hub, which we call Glitter Gulch, it's like the national park where everything's busy and happening. And people are walking by our business. It's like New York City, man. I mean, people are walking by nonstop in the summer. Everything shuts down in the winter. Anyway, so our rafting company, it was called the Denali Outdoor Center in the area. And it was just a little office right on the strip. There was a pizza joint, gift shops, everything right around us. So, you know, I was like the information guy, right? When I worked in the office. I ran that office for a long time with another guy named Bart. We ran that show. We booked the trips. We checked the trips in rafters. But here's the story: you know, sometimes you get bored in between trips. The rafters are all out on the river, and you know, I'd be hanging out, and it's kind of a slow afternoon. So I thought one day, you know, and I like to make people laugh, and this is how it all started. And I got myself in trouble anyway. So I took a dry suit. If you don't know what a dry suit is, it's what we put on the people when they go rafting. The river's a glacial-fed river. It's cold water. So we don't want people falling in there in clothes or rain suit or something like we used to put them in. Now it's dry suits, completely dry, so they can actually jump in the slow parts. Anyway, one day I was just bored, and I thought, you know, I'm going to stuff one of those dry suits with a bunch of plastic bags and, you know, make a dummy out of it, you know, and everything, and thought it was going to be really cool. And then the lady at the gift shop got me one of those styrofoam heads that they put wigs and hats on and stuff. And I got that styrofoam head, and I got all the stuff to make this mannequin, and stuff the gloves, as you can see in the picture, you know, that's him, and in the helmet and everything. And so we stuffed him out in a kayak, inflatable kayak, in the front of the business. And that alone is an eye catcher. Everybody's walking by going, hey, you know, and we sell kayak trips, but it's mainly whitewater raft trips, 3 a day, each trip about 2.5 hours long, roughly. So here we are, you know, stuffing this thing, and this is my idea, and I thought, you know, hope I don't get in trouble for this at first, but, you know, no big deal. So I stuffed it in there, like you see in the photo. And then we got a little more creative, and I got some parachute cord, you know, just a cord, like a fishing line, but it was parachute cord because you couldn't see it. There was just too many colors anyway. And I had it wrapped underneath, going into my office, underneath, and I had a hole drilled in the side, and so we stand there and look outside the window, and people can't really see us, and they're walking by, you know, in the evening after pizza and beers and all happy, and I mean, we're talking a lot of people, kids and grandmas and grandpas, and so they're walking by, and we yard on that thing, and you can see it's kind of forward like this, and when we pull on it, it just goes, wah, you know, sounds pretty stupid. Well, look at the videos in the description below. It's my other old YouTube. You don't have to subscribe there. I don't even use it. It's called Medellin. It looks like Medellin and beyond. And there's 3 or 4 or 5 videos. I'll put them underneath. Watch those videos. They're worth it. And again, I'm not trying to get anyone to that channel, so don't subscribe over there. Just watch these videos and check it out. So anyway, yeah, it's real funny, right? You'll see in the videos. It's hilarious. And that thing scares out of people. And so what happened is one day someone went by. It was a local person, and we don't get a lot of locals walking by. It's tourists, you know, from all over the world. And this thing was famous. It's been on YouTube. I don't know where it is other than these videos. Other people posted it, tourists. But one day somebody walked by, and they tried to kick it. And one of us, I didn't do it. One of the raft guys pulled on it, and the guy kicked and missed, and he fell. and he thought, I'm going to sue you guys, you know. So he went to the property owner. It was a big deal. They made a report. He got hurt and all this kind of stuff. But they ended up, actually, the owner of that property is a very smart guy. He sold all his other property to Princess Tours across the street. Believe me, he knew the laws. And so he said, you know what? I'm going to write that guy a letter. We're going to write that guy a letter. And nobody heard him. And this thing makes people laugh, and I like it here. Now, I thought he was going to tell me to take it away because they called they even called the police, but the police didn't care. It's the local trooper, you know. And so they just made a report saying, this guy hurt himself, whatever. So it never went anywhere, and I told the owner of the property I would take it down. And he owns the gift shops and the whole thing on the boardwalk there. And he's like, Darren, this is the funniest shit I have ever seen. You got to leave him out here. So for 3 years I did it. You know, I didn't work there a lot. That next summer I was building stuff for them out at a different location. So someone else was running the Canyon office. And I'll tell you what, you had to be motivated to do it. And, you know, go out and pick him back up, put him back like he's, you know, like this, and then yard on him. You had to be motivated. No one was really motivated to do it after I left. Here's my point, and sort of the tip and the moral of the story here, is that I talk about vibration in my videos, and, better vibration and whatever. You know, it's just a word. Following better energy, not bringing yourself into bad stuff if you don't have to. This thing made people laugh, and you could hear it through the canyon. We're in a canyon where the river runs through it, and it's just people echoing, and the laughter is so bitchin'. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this forever. This is the funnest thing. Anyway, I did leave some vibrational laughter out there, some good stuff. It's still probably going. Maybe they'll hear it way beyond time. Anyway, no one's doing it right now. His name was Gary. He got me in a little trouble. But boy, he was fun. He was a good buddy of mine. Okay, wait. And people would steal Gary and put him in like my bathroom at where I lived at employee housing. They'd put him in my car. They put him in other people's. They even took him out to parties. It got out of hand. And they did tell at the bar, they said, don't bring him in here anymore because it just caused too much, you know. So Gary was a hit. If you were a raft guide in Denali National Park in 2009, 10, 11, around there, then you would know who Gary is. Denali Outdoor Center. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and enjoy those videos. Go down and watch them. Don't subscribe to my old channel over there. Just watch the videos. Thank you.